Hey guys, so today I have my best friend Shelby with me.
Hello.
And you might have seen her in, I think it was my Clockwork Print reading vlog, and we talked about reading Shadow and Bone, and so that's exactly what we did. And now we are here to discuss.
You could probably see me in the background of her vlogs just like this. I was probably reading one of these.
There are going to be spoilers. If you haven't read any of the books, I suggest you probably stop watching right now because we are going to be talking about spoilers. Unless you don't care. If you don't care about being spoiled, then continue on. But if you don't want to be spoiled, this is where to cut
the
it
check.
Cut the check.
Cut the check.
Cut the check.
So, she finished them. I still have like 300 pages left of the last one. She got a head start.
I did.
So, yeah, we are just here to discuss.
I think this has consumed, like, our lives now.
It's literally all I can think about. I go to work, and I think about Mal.
I live my life when I think about NIKOLAI.
Listen, I would die for Mal. I would literally die for him. The way that he has just infiltrated my life is not okay. Like, who allowed this? Genuinely, who allowed this?
Leigh Bardugo.
Leigh Bardugo. The audacity.
Yeah, I love Mal. Don't get me wrong. There's no Mal slander here.
No Mal slander.
No Mal slander. I love him. I think he's great. Melina's endgame, and I love them. I just have to say that NIKOLAI owns this ass. But we'll see, there's some stuff I can't talk about because she has not finished. NIKOLAI's personality is just, he's witty, he's a little arrogant, which, you know, I kind of love that. But not in like an obnoxious way. Like, he's just really funny. He's kind of like the comic relief of everything. The second book was a little slow, but the only reason I really liked it was because that's when you meet NIKOLAI. And the third book, that man hurts my feelings. He really hurts my feelings.
Okay, I agree with you. The second book was, like, really slow. And okay, look, there's no NIKOLAI slander here either.
I will murder someone. Not really.
The police show up.
The FBI knock on our door. We heard you're gonna kill someone.
Over a fictional character. But, no, I like NIKOLAI. And, like, I think he's funny, and he has, like, the personality. Like, every YA book series has that, like, arrogant...
I was like, YA? Hello?
Young adult. They all have that, like, arrogant, like, you know, like, cocky, like, guy. Like, they have Jace for the Mortal Instruments, and, like, they have Will for the Infernal Vices. I'm only talking about the Shadowhunters Chronicles because they're my favorite, but that's beside the point. But, like, and usually I always go for, like, that arrogant, like, cocky, like, guy. I feel like, at least. But for me, the way that I fucking love Mal with literally my entire being is when I think of Mal, you know the little emoji with the hearts around it?
Oh yeah, that's
how he makes me feel.
That's how NIKOLAI makes me feel. And see, this is kind of good that we like different men, so we're not bickering over...
NIKOLAI is mine.
We both know who would win that argument.
I know. I bought this little Mal bookmark, this magnetic bookmark. Here. You pull up yours and I'll pull up mine.
I bought a NIKOLAI one. I also bought a NIKOLAI scented candle that has very good reviews.
This is mine. I just look how cute he is. I would die for him.
This is the one of NIKOLAI. Oh, there we go. The shop, if anyone is curious, is Dreamy & Co.
Yeah, I'll link all of these down below, too.
Here is my candle. It's a soy candle. And it has really good reviews on, like, how it smells. There's that.
And I have a Mal one. I'm honestly gonna get it eventually because...
It's a soy candle that smells like open sea, flying ships, and driftwood.
flying ships.
Because he's a privateer.
I know, I liked it. I thought it was funny. Relax. Jeez Louise. Those are the loves of our lives.
Nikolai Landstov.
Malyan Oretsev. What did you call him?
Orestev.
She called him Orestev.
I just flipped the S and the T. Because it's Oretsev, but I would say Orestev.
Oretsev.
Sometimes I feel like I don't read words properly.
Okay, Dreist.
Every night we get in bed, she turns on the call map, not Spawn. And we do Rain on Leaves. Do you do Rain on Leaves?
Rain on Leaves.
I love Rain on Leaves.
Rain on Leaves.
And we read.
We're like this.
Every night. We're like little old women.
Literally the last 2 weeks. This is us.
I've been here tomorrow. I leave tomorrow. But I've been here for 2 weeks. But anyways. So in Ruin and Rising, there's a sentence where Alina is in like
they're in the library,
like the library of the White Cathedral, and it says, she's talking about David, he had dragged a chair and table into the driest of the caves. So it was the middle of the night. Sometimes I don't read properly, and I looked over at Becca and I said, what's this word? Or how do you say this? I said, how do you say this word? And I said, Dreist?
And I said, driest?
And we could not stop laughing. Because it looks like Dreist.
I will never get Dreist.
With full confidence, I said Dreist and not driest.
She goes, what does this word mean? What? Dreist? And I went, driest? Oh my god, it was literally so funny. Oh my god, I will never, ever get over that.
Going back to the men of the series.
Oh, here we go again.
Ooh. Okay, don't get me wrong. Nikolai, number one, absolute number one. He is my end game.
Oh no.
Oh
Are
no.
you gonna...
No, hang on.
Oh, okay.
I can't really say anything to her, or like say anything right now, but Ruin and Rising, Melina, hurt my feelings.
They are going through where I'm at right now. I think they're like leaving the White Cathedral through the tunnels, like they haven't gotten out yet, and they have just been really going through it. Though, okay, I want to talk about in Siege and Storm when Tamar takes Alina down to the stables.
Oh, yeah.
When Mal is fighting and I was literally so mad, and the fact that he kissed Zoya.
Yeah.
Please.
Like, she kissed him, and then it was like, and she was like, pull away, and he fucking, like, ow. He fucking, like, grabs her and, like, pulled her back to, like...
The audacity.
Yeah.
I was so mad. And listen, here's the thing is I've never been mad at Mal. Until he did that. Then I was mad. And I was like, sir. Even though Alina was being a little bitch ass, okay?
Yeah.
She was. Listen, this is the thing that makes me so mad is in books and, like, series and stuff when the main character, like, something happens and they don't tell anybody, and then it just fucks everything up, and it makes me literally so mad. Like when she was seeing the Darkling like everywhere, and especially the last one when Mal like went to kiss her and she like flinched because she saw him standing behind Mal, and he was like, okay, well, you just don't want to be around me, and then that's like what led to like the fighting and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And the fact that she like, even then as he was walking away, like, oh, like this is over, like, you know what I mean? Like even after that she didn't say anything. And I was just like, dude, are you kidding me? Like...
Yeah, Alina's annoying. Like, I love Alina, and I love Mal, but both of them can be pretty annoying. And listen, I think that's why...
They work?
They work, because they're both kind of annoying. Both a little bland. No, I wouldn't... Well, compared to Nikolai. That is why Nikolai and Alina would never work, because she has the personality of a cardboard box.
But I feel like we just don't see or hear from Mal enough for him to really have, like, a personality. Do you know what I mean? His only personality trait is being a tracker. Like, am I wrong, though? Like, I'm not trying to diss him, because I love him with my whole entire heart, but, like...
There's a reason for that.
I think he has like a Grisha power, doesn't he? I feel like he does. Because, like, that's when they were like...
She doesn't know anything yet.
Oh my
She
god.
hasn't even gotten there.
Okay, wait. Is he like more in the third book than like the other two? Because he was barely in the first book.
Yeah.
He was kind of in the second book. I like the end of the first book when they were hunting the stag.
Yeah. So when I finished Ruin and Rising, I was sobbing.
Mal is the Firebird.
No.
What is it? I am become Firebird.
No, it's...
Okay.
So we were looking at fan art last night, and she got a teeny weeny itty bitty spoiler, because someone did a picture of
Was
Mal.
he the one with the wings? Was Mal the one with the wings?
No. We can't talk about that.
Who had wings?
We can't talk about that, I'll cry.
Is it Nikolai? It's Nikolai.
I'm gonna cry.
Oh no, does he turn into Volcra?
No!
Oh, okay, sorry.
She doesn't know yet.
I don't
She doesn't know
yet.
the pain that I went through.
Anyways,
shh.
300 pages. 300 pages.
But she saw fan art with Mal's back tattoo.
Oh, but
For
I've
those
seen
of you-
that before. I've already seen that.
In there?
No. I thought he just had it the whole time.
No.
Like, I'm not gonna lie, I thought he had it the whole time. See, if you wouldn't have said anything about it, I wouldn't have, thought anything about it.
Well, she hasn't gotten to the part where, the meaning of his tattoo. We all know it's Alina's little, sunburst thing, but it has I am become something that I will not say just so she doesn't know.
I am become...
I know, it's I am become, and some of you know. Some of you probably don't, but
I don't.
she doesn't.
But can we talk about, so in the beginning of Ruin and Rising, when, we were talking about this earlier, when Tamar and Tolia? Is it Tolia or
Okay,
Toila?
am I not dyslexic?
Tolia.
Oh, I say Toila. See,
Tolia.
I say Toila. It's like I said Orestev at first.
When Alina is in there, getting fixed by Genya the Whitechapel, and then they all come in, and the apparat, oh my god, I fucking hate the apparat. He's like, we have traitors among us. And then and Tamar and Tolia are she has her axes out.
Yeah.
And it's and I was like, oh man, here we go.
I really thought they had me. They had me for a minute.
Yeah, literally same.
Thinking,
I was like, oh no.
Because their loyalty, I guess, had been questioned earlier. Are you loyal to me or are you loyal to the apparat? Alina was asking that, and they were saying
because they were the ones who told him that they were going to be at the fortune telling party in the second book.
And that's how they found out about the little passageway in the chapel in the end of the second book. Mm-hmm. Was because the apparat they work together. So I was I love them. I think they're great additions to the book, great character additions. But I really was don't even tell me that they are about to betray everyone. And I don't know, you still have a ways to go. I love Zoya's character development. She still, she knows she's a bitch. She knows she can be unpleasant. But her character development from the first book compared to, the end of Ruin and Rising, I'm hell yeah.
Well, even in the second book, she
got
was,
better.
Yeah, she was already better. Because when she, had come back in the second book, I was oh my god, here we go. I just wasn't prepared for, the mean, character to be, in it all the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, when she, came back and she was, totally on, Alina's side, I was okay. Mm-hmm. I'm good. I'm good with her. So... yeah, I mean, I don't really have a problem with her anymore. I actually kind of like her. Yeah. She is still, kind of a bitch, but, that's fine.
And I know she's in King of Scars, which I will cry. That's why I bought the NIKOLAI bookmark, because that is going to stay in my King of Scars book, and then Rule of Wolves when it comes out.
So, Lee Bardugo, you better get on a Mal book. Get on it. I would buy every single copy. Every copy.
For those of you that have finished, know that, there really is no point to a Mal book.
Well, I want a Mal book
anyway. Because we get all
anyway.
of our answers.
I don't want answers. I want Mal.
There's no story there.
Okay, well, what if she writes a book, it's like Twilight, where she writes from Edward's perspective, and she writes from Mal's perspective when he's stuck at the camp, when Alina is at the Darklings, the palace.
I guess.
That would be good. I would read that. Multiple times, probably. Listen. I just love Mal. I can't help it.
That's okay.
This is now a Mal Oretsev fan account. And nothing more. That's all. He's the only person I will be talking about from now on. That's it. Stay tuned.
Archie, I don't think you'll ever watch this, but if you ever come across this, I love you. Alright? I love you. You are an attractive man. Don't ever get that twisted. You are an attractive man. But you are not the Mal Oretsev that I had pictured in my head.
This is my thing. So, because she started before me. And I started the first book when she finished it. So, she looked up the cast and she was like kind of upset. Well, not kind of. She was upset about it. And she was saying it earlier. She was like, I looked up the cast, so I pictured them while I was reading it and stuff like that. See, I didn't have that. So, because, like, she showed me pictures, but I didn't know who was who, or, like, I wasn't, like, invested. It's not that I wasn't invested. I mean, I just wasn't,
you weren't really paying much attention to it, because I don't think you expected to read it when you did.
Yeah, honestly, so I bought the first book a few weeks ago, and, just because that one is on my top 21 books to read in 2021, I'll link it right here if you want to watch that. But it was on there, and so I really just wanted to make sure that I had every book so I can actually read them, because I really want to read those books, so that was on the list. And also King of Scars was also on the list, and that was before I realized that the Shadow and Bone trilogy, the Six of Crows duology, and the King of Scars duology were all part of the same universe. Like, I didn't know that. Mm-hmm. And so that's why I didn't have Six of Crows or Crooked Kingdom on that list, is because, like, this is all new to me. Like, literally a week old. A week new. A week old, a week new. When I started it, I wasn't really picturing who she showed me, because, again, I wasn't really paying attention. I wasn't invested. Mm-hmm. But then she was like, you should read it. It's really good. So I was like, okay. I haven't really been able to vlog much because I'm still reading Clockwork Princess, and I haven't been able to vlog much during that, so I kind of put that aside just so I can actually have time to put the video together. So that's why I took a break and I started reading this. And so this is my stance on it. This is, as a Mal stan, this is what I have to say. At first, I was like, what? Like, this, like, it just didn't work for me. But then, what was that? Like, the more I look at it, I'm like, okay. Like, I feel like the more I see him, the more I'm kind of like, okay. But here's the thing, is that he's probably going to be really good.
Yeah. Well, because, and like, the trailers look really good. I'm really excited. The Darkling,
Ben Barnes, Bucky Barnes. Sorry.
Even though The Darkling's awful, although, okay, you don't know any of this. I just think, can you hear me? Okay. I just think that it was ended so well because she knew his name, and, like, he was, like, trying to make it so, like, she burned his body at the end. He didn't want a grave because he didn't want people to, like, what? He didn't want people to, like, fuck up his grave. And, you know, I just think he was really, like, he didn't have anyone, and he, like, Baghra raised him because of Baghra's whole backstory with, like, Morozova being her father. Like, he was just raised in a way that to feel alone, and I just kind of felt bad for him at the end, even though he's really shitty. But it was ended very well with him, even though he sucks. Okay. But anyways, Ben Barnes.
Excuse me.
Perfect casting for the Darkling. And like I said, even though the Darkling sucks, I'm very looking forward to that whole thing.
Was it in the third book?
Yeah, it's like...
Well, then it might not even be in the show.
Backstory. No, I know. It's probably not going to be in the show, but I just like Ben Barnes.
I hope they have a season 2.
Me too, because I need to see Nikolai.
I haven't read Six of Crows yet either, but I feel like I semi know what it's about, because I think they're like criminals.
All I know is
like,
juiced. Because I tried to read the first chapter and it was juiced.
I think they're like criminals. And so I'm just like so curious as to how they're gonna fit the Six of Crows into Shadow and Bone. Yeah. Like how are when worlds collide.
Mama, I'm in love with the criminal. The guy who plays Kaz, I don't know Kaz. He's pretty attractive though. Nikolai just really hurt my feelings on the third one. So did Mal. I just got attacked from both sides. By both men. And Nikolai in the second book kind of like proposing to her. So did his bitch ass brother. I hate him.
I know. The brother's the reason for the season.
What?
The reason that they all came in and killed everybody.
Oh yeah.
In the second book.
I felt like, and that's the thing is, I know that Nikolai did like Alina. He had a soft spot for her. It wasn't just a power move, even though like that was.
But you can tell, like,
yeah, he cares for her, and like there's a scene in the third book that made me want to cry.
I just think about the second book when they're sitting on the dock and he's I want to kiss you, and she's like,
but I won't until
you forget about him.
Until the reason is to not forget about him.
Yeah, something like that.
Something, yeah.
And I was like,
but he just hurt my feelings so badly.
I love Mal. So for some reason, like, these books give me the same vibes as Crown of Bones and The Princess Will Save You, like, together. And I think Ash in this book reminds me of Alina, and then Luca in this book reminds me of Mal. And I think that is why I have such, like, an attachment to Mal, like, from the beginning, is because if you've been here, you know the way that I love this book so much. And so I think the fact that him and Luca kind of have, like, I don't know, I wouldn't say the same personalities, but they just remind me of each other. And so I think that's why I really liked it. It's like the childhood best friends, like, to lovers. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's why the Shadow and Bone just gives me the Princess Will Save You vibes, because it's like the same, like,
yeah,
the best friends to lovers. And usually I'm more of a hoe for enemies to lovers, but I see the hype in best friends to lovers.
Yeah. It's just not as exciting. You know?
Yeah, I think it depends on the book. That's why it works for The Princess Will Save You, and it works for Shadow and Bone. And so, yeah, I think that's just why I was so, like, immediately attached to Mal.
Mm-hmm. I just have to talk about... Do you need me to get my AirPods?
Huh?
Do you need me to get my AirPods? You can
no, I can't hear you.
Okay. In Ruin and Rising, because we all know that that Nikolai gives Alina the Landstaff Emerald. I die. I absolutely die. But when he turns into the Nichofia, I don't know how to say it, but one of the little shadow soldiers, and he goes with them right before they enter the fold, and she's like trying to, like, because he follows them the entire time after he turns into one of those things, and she holds out the emerald in her palm, and he grabs it and puts it on her finger because he still remembers her, and then she tries to, like, get him with the light, like, put her hand on his chest, but it doesn't work. Obviously he's fine now, and that's why I'm excited for King of Scars, because it's him after all of that happened. But that just absolutely killed me. It killed me that he still remembered, and that he wanted her to keep that he wanted her to keep it at the very end, like when he's fine and she's in his tent and he's like, no, keep it. I love that man. Okay.
I feel so left out. I wish I was a faster reader.
When you edit this, you'll have to, like, text me and be like, oh yeah, I love that part, because that made me want to cry.
Me? Oh, I hate that part. I just want to touch back on the Alina being a bitch ass real quick. The thing is I liked her in the first book. Like, I really liked her in the first book. I didn't have a problem with her in Shadow and Bone. Like, I actually really liked her. I really enjoyed it. Because usually I'm not one for, like, first person point of view books. And so I like different point of views. I gave Shadow and Bone a 4-star rating, and I think it's just because it was in first person. Like, and I'm not usually a first person book type of person, because I like hearing other people's point of views. So if this was like, I don't know, one chapter was like Alina's point of view, and then the next one was from Mal, and then there was like one from like NIKOLAI. Like, I'm not saying that I didn't enjoy it, because I did enjoy it like a lot, and I'm very attached to these characters, but I think I would have like enjoyed it that much more. But that just me personally. Yeah. I prefer third person books, just because I need the full story from everybody.
I like first person. Like, I get wanting the story from everybody, and like I do feel that when I read, like, oh, I wonder how like NIKOLAI felt in this moment, or I wonder how Mal felt in this moment, or even the Darkling. Like, there are some times where I was like, you know, what's going through your mind? But I have just always been biased to the first person storytelling.
But then I guess if you write something in first person, you can be like Stephanie Meyer and milk it, and then do like another point of view from another character.
Yeah, a whole nother book.
Fine with me. If you want to do another trilogy about Mal's point of view, I will say yes. I will buy every copy. I will buy every special edition. I will buy everything. You hear that, Lee Bardugo? I will buy it.
I think because of how much I love NIKOLAI, I'm going to be that bitch to buy any kind of special edition of King of Scars and then Rule of Wolves. I started Shadow and Bone Thursday on her birthday, Thursday the 4th.
Did you?
Yeah. I started that night.
Okay.
So I started Shadow and Bone on her birthday, Thursday, March 4th.
I'm 24 now. I'm an old woman.
I'll be 24 in July. I'm a Leo.
I'm a Pisces.
Anyways.
A lost letter from... Oh, I read that. Oh,
she
I
was
looked on the
freaking
back
out because of Mal's. Why did I open exactly to Mal's letter?
Oh, shit. Helena! Oh my god. You know that part? If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm going to put that part of the trailer, like, right here. He's running, and he goes, Helena! It gives the same vibe as the After We Collided when he's chasing after the ambulance, and he goes, Tessa!
Anyways, I have become very attached to these characters, and that hasn't happened for me in a book series in a long time, and I'm not mad about it. So I tried to start reading Call Me By Your Name. It's not bad. I haven't really gotten very far at all, but because I can't stop thinking, I'm probably gonna start 6.
You almost took me out.
Good. Replay that.
Probably gonna start
and see if I really almost took her out or she's being dramatic.
See, I told you I'm not being dramatic. You almost took me out.
She is being dramatic. But I think I'm gonna read this because I just need more of the Grishaverse because I want to get to King of Scars. Anyways, I am very attached to these people, and my personal rating of best to worst is this one for best, this one for next best, even though I really liked this one. So this one for best, this one for next best. This was
I wouldn't say it was worse.
I didn't. But it was just like how much I enjoyed the read.
Yeah, like it was a little boring. Like, where was the action? I mean, there was like action in the beginning and the end, but like in the middle, there was just like it was mostly just like planning, and like I understand that, but at the same time, I just wanted.
She wants someone to fuck up Mal.
I do. I want somebody to fuck up Mal real bad. Don't. I talked to Ashley about it, and she agreed with me. I told her, okay, listen.
Dr. Ashley?
Yes, I talked to Dr. Ashley. And
Dr. Ashley saves lives.
It's very true. We talked about it because she feels the same way I do. And these are her words, okay?
I'm not saying that she's wrong. I think that characters really do... Hang on. I think characters really do need a nice roughing up.
She said, I only stand storylines where my fave is suffering. And I agree. I told her, because... Okay, not to be a fucking weirdo, but I told her, I said, the second book is kind of boring because in the first book, twice, somebody was holding Mal with a knife to his throat. And did that happen any time in the second book? No. Where was that? That would have been good. I need something to happen to him so he can be comforted. That's what I need. Because... It's mental illness, isn't it?
I can't say anything.
When she says that, it gives me a sliver of hope. That something's gonna happen.
Those of you that have read...
Listen!
No.
Okay, I'm not a fucking weirdo, but
No, like, I agree. I enjoy that.
Okay,
Or, like, when the guy is... This gives me Wattpad vibes. I'm very sorry. But, like, if the guy is kind of, like, Mal and super overprotective like that, and then someone fucks up the girl and he has to, like, you know?
But I don't want somebody to fuck up the girl, I want somebody to fuck up him.
Porque no los dos?
Because I don't want the girl, I want him.
I want both.
Oh, see,
And mine's an either or kind of thing, but I get the guy. But I get, like, the tough guy having to be like, pow, pow.
Okay, this is what I want to happen.
Wait,
Which-
I have to cover my face in case you give something away.
Which probably won't happen, but this is what I want to happen, okay? This is how it's gonna... This is right now how it plays out in my mind, okay? So, they already talked about him hunting the Firebird by himself in the second book. So, I think he's gonna go off and try to hunt the Firebird by himself in the third book, and then the Darkling is gonna capture him, and then he's gonna torture him for Alina to be like, to go back to him, and yeah, he's just gonna get like super fucked up, and then Alina has to come for him. That's what I want to happen.
Oh.
That's what I want to happen. But does it ever happen the way that I want it? Absolutely not. Never. So, whatever. Am I crazy?
Am I crazy?
Am I crazy?
No.
Am I weird? Is
We're
that
all
weird?
weird. It's the mental illness.
It's mental illness, isn't it? I also have a special edition of Shadow and Bone on the way. So.
Oh, you bought it?
Yeah, I told you.
You did?
Yeah, I said look at the one I bought, and you said I like the one from Barnes and Noble.
Oh, Barnes & Noble better, yeah. Barnes & Noble's is white and gold. Just a couple of besties.
Just a couple of besties reading Shadow and Bone.
This is a bonding experience.
I just love that, like, we're attached to different characters.
Mhm.
Because I feel like, I don't know, like I said before, usually I grow attached to, like, the cocky, arrogant ones. But, like, for some reason, Mal just had my heart.
I'm excited to see who will own this ass in this duology.
It's probably gonna be Kaz, because I feel like he owns everybody's ass.
What if I'm different?
Sorry.
I love this. I love Lee Bardugo. Lee Bardugo, if you ever come across this, I love you. I want to be your best friend. I do. You have given me comfort. And I love you.
You said this, that,
You said this, that.
night that you're, wait.
Oh, I said,
you
no,
know,
no,
you say
no,
it, 'cause
no.
I can't say it.
Okay, so as I'm sure all of you know that watch Becca's channel, how much she loves the Shadow Hunter. Your hair is really soft.
Thank you.
Those of you that watch Becca know how much she loves the Shadow Hunters, you know, the
The
Mortal
Shadow Hunters
Instruments.
Chronicles.
That whole universe. How much she loves Cassandra Clare, the whole nine.
Cassandra Clare, if you ever see this, I love you.
Like, literally, I've never met a person who loves an author more than her. And I said that Cassandra Clare to her is Lee Bardugo to me. I don't know if quite to the extent as she is, but it's getting there, definitely. I literally, once I finish the Grishaverse, I do want to read some of the rest of her books, like The Ninth House.
Well, there's 3 that are, like, novellas.
Yeah, they're like, well, it's just, one of them isn't like a guide to the saints, because there's a bunch of saints in the book series.
That's like the Shadowhunter Codex.
Yeah, and then there's another one that gives like little like short stories that the kids would, because you know Alina references a lot like, oh, I heard that story as a kid.
In Kermazin.
Like,
I didn't say it like that.
Kermazin.
Kermazin.
So I think it's like those kinds of stories, like the children's stories that you would hear. I don't know if I'll get those, maybe, but yeah, I love Lee Bardugo.
Me too. Actually, I have all her books, but I just haven't. Well, besides Siege and Storm, but Lee Bardugo, thank you for creating Mal.
Thank you for creating Nikolai, more importantly.
Mal. Okay, anything else? I think I'm done.
I think I'm also done.
Okay. Cool. Well, that was us discussing the Shadow and Bone trilogy as hello.
Not the whole thing, because she hasn't finished it yet and doesn't know how it ends.
Yeah, so like the first 2 books.
You know how, like, in all the books it's before and after? Like, I was already, like, the end of, like, the last chapter, I was like, oh my god. But it was I think I was already crying a little bit at the end.
She was sobbing.
No, but you don't know where I was at.
Oh, no, when you finished you cried, remember?
Yeah, but this is like the end of this is before the after part.
Oh.
So like there's the end of the chapter and then she does the after. So it was already kind of emo at the end of the last chapter. But when I finished the after part of Ruin and Rising,
the after chapter,
lost it. I was just, it was so good. And it really, like, stuff happened in the last chapter that made me super emo. Like stuff with Nikolai that I cannot disclose. I can't say anything.
I just don't go emo over Nikolai.
That's okay. But that's not why I was emo in the after section.
Oh no.
So I'm very curious to see.
If Mal dies, I'm gonna be pissed. Don't.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. See, this is why I do it. But yeah, the after part really, that was just, that hit me right here. In a place I didn't think it would hit me. It made, I usually don't get that emo over books. I usually do not cry. I was like sobbing.
See, and I cry all the time over books, so.
I think it's because I became very attached very quickly.
I just hope they at least finish the Shadow and Bone series. Like,
yeah.
The trilogy. Like, I hope they make 3 seasons at least. Or even 2 at least. I don't know. I just want...
Because Ruin and Rising, like, is so good.
So everybody watch Shadow and Bone so we can get a 2nd season. And then after that, watch the 2nd season so we can get a 3rd season. Please. I'm begging you. That was us talking about Shadow and Bone. Talking about Mal and Nikolai, because who else matters at this point? I mean, really.
True.
So, let me know your thoughts on Shadow and Bone. What do you think?
We would love to know.
Yes. Are you excited for the show? Did you like the books? What's your favorite book? Do you like Mal?
Do you like Nikolai? Let us know what you think. I am happy to continue this conversation. I'm trying to find more book friends on Twitter.
I'll leave her Twitter link below if you want to discuss with her. But I don't usually do this, but if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. And if you want to subscribe and see more, why not? Just, it's free. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next week. Bye.
Bye.